The victims injured in a deadly SUV attack at a Greensboro gas station continue to recover. This morning, we're hearing from one woman who survived the attack and the tragic loss of her cousin.
The Dixie Classic Fair officially has a new name. We talked to Winston-Salem Mayor Alan Joynes and community members about the decision.
All right, thank you for being with us this morning. You're watching the Good Morning Show.
It is gonna rain. It has to.
It is.
This is just not cooperating. I know before everybody knows.
Your rain meter is going off.
Yes. It's an innate system. It's built in.
Built in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anytime you need help with the forecast,
thank you.
Consult me and my hair.
I need that. Yeah, this rain. Here's the unusual thing is thunderstorms. We could see thunderstorms even as early as 10 o'clock in the morning.
Is this the same system that just went over Dallas and
Texas.
Arkansas?
Yes, it's the same one that caused tornadoes there. Now, will we see something like that? Probably not. I'm not going to say no all the way because they are putting us in a slight risk area, but I think this is really more for heavier thunderstorm activity if we see that at all. But the possibility of that starts as early as 9 to 10 o'clock, and that's very unusual for this time of the year. Actually, even in the summer, we usually don't get them that early. But low 60s to mid 60s, that's where we are for everybody right now. And we have scattered showers out and about. I'll show you the radar in a minute. But the hour by hour today, you can see the thunderstorm activity. It could start as early as 10. We're saying noon to 5. That's the prime time for us. And that is a definite possibility. Look for, obviously, cloud cover for the better part of the day. Fog will be an issue this morning. We're already seeing a little bit of that, 1.25 mile visibility in Greensboro. We're seeing about 2.5 mile visibility in the Burlington area. Here's that radar. A couple of light showers right now, but we'll go out to a wider shot. You can see the front itself is actually trying to make its way over the mountains. Now, I will say this, it looks better that the mountains are sort of tearing this apart. Not completely, but it's weakening it a little bit, that's exactly the news that we want to hear. And we're watching and waiting when that front moves by to see exactly what happens. Behind that, though, we will cool back down. Today's high temperatures could reach 70 degrees. In fact, it's very likely that we'll see a 70 here or there for today. So our 7-day forecast after today's rainy 70 and maybe a thunderstorm or two, we go mostly sunny heading into Wednesday and into Thursday, upper 60s, mid to upper 60s. Then a little rain chance Friday, Saturday at a 30 and 40%, and then only a slight 20% with some clearing skies, still mid to upper 60s for Saturday, Sunday.
Let's get to your morning headlines now. 3 people are still recovering in the hospital after the Greensboro SUV attack that killed 30-year-old Zanelle Tucker. Lakita Tucker is one of the people still recovering. She is the cousin of the woman who died. She is unable to walk and has several broken bones and brain damage. Tucker says she doesn't remember much from the gas station that night, but when she woke up in the hospital, someone had to tell her what happened to her cousin. Tucker says she cannot get that vision out of her head.
I'm gonna miss her, and there's times where I couldn't sleep right because I would have visions of her, or this picture in my head where she was laying on the ground.
That is awful. Lakita Tucker says she's expecting to stay in the hospital for 3 to 6 more weeks. Then she'll continue recovering at home. The 2 suspects in this case both face first-degree murder charges. Miranda Watlington and Finney Felton appeared in court last week. Police say Watlington was behind the wheel, but Felton owned the SUV. Felton's mother claims her daughter was not in the car during the crash. Both are expected in court next month.
A man was shot and is now recovering in the hospital in Greensboro. Police say the shooting happened near the Sheets on Spring Garden Street. The man was shot in his legs and he is in stable condition. Right now, police are searching for a suspect. It has been more than 7 months since Carolyn Tiger was gunned down in her car. The brutal attack happened on South Elm Eugene Street in Greensboro. Since then, no arrests, no suspects. And Crime Stoppers says no new tips have come in her murder case. But they're hoping by releasing information about the case, it will lead to something.
Some people assume if it's out of sight, out of mind type thing, that maybe it was solved and they just missed it when it was released that it was solved. So just to keep things fresh and let people know that, it's still active and open.
The Greensboro Police Department is now considering another potential suspect vehicle and a few details. They say based on surveillance and other information, it could be a light blue Hyundai or a Chrysler 200. They believe the hubcaps on the front tires were missing. Again, this is all believed to be a part of a road rage incident after a minor accident.
The Dixie Classic Fair is out and the Carolina Classic Fair is in. That is what the Winston-Salem City Council voted to rename the Dixie Classic Fair at a meeting last night. The Winston-Salem City Council approved a committee's suggestion for the new name for the Triad's largest annual agricultural fair. The full City Council voted 6-2 Monday night to change the name to Carolina Classic Fair over the other option, Piedmont Classic Fair.
A decision was made to change the name, and then a lot of feelings to make sure it was a more of a regional feel to it.
The name change request initially came from residents who said the name Dixie was divisive and a reflection of the South's past of slavery and segregation. But the majority of others who weighed in during a public comment session did not want to change the name.
The community divide is going to be only wider. The council didn't do anybody any favors. I hate it. I hate it for the city of Winston-Salem. It makes us look bad. It really does.
The decision is final. Mayor Alan Joynes says fair and city staff will now focus on rebranding and moving forward with the new name. The city estimates it will cost about $98,000 to change logos and signage. In its last year as the Dixie Classic, the fair pulled off record merchandise sales, nearly $47,000. That is a 12% increase from last year. The fair also drew 292,000 people, another increase from past years.
Well, here's something to keep in mind on your ride home from work this evening. Construction teams are widening Battleground Avenue in Greensboro. The construction takes place at night to alleviate traffic issues. They're expanding Battleground where it intersects with Westridge, making room for another northbound lane and 2 left turn lanes. The project is part of a $7 million investment that should be complete by May 2021. In Winston-Salem, you can expect some delays this week as well. Walnut Street is closing from 9 to 4 for sewer main repair work. The closure from Broad Street to Granville Drive is in effect starting at 9 every day this week. Detours are posted.
It is 5:06. Up next on the Good Morning Show, a painful past has Greensboro pastors asking the city for a formal apology. We'll recall the incident 40 years ago and why they want something done now. And a plane flew off radar and crashed near Raleigh-Durham Airport, killing 2 people. The latest in this investigation coming up when the Good Morning Show returns.